Hello, guys. I just watched Devon's video, and I wanted to respond. Um, yeah, he said like certain things, about king of the table time, and things like that. Yes, that is um, true. Yeah, that king of the table time when he called Robert, he told Robert that Robert, do not buy East versus West, buy king of the table. He said that king of the table is so profitable, while East versus West is so terrible. And then I showed the paper numbers to Robert, and then he realized that Devon was lying. I can prove everything I'm saying in this video. And but before that, if we go back, I always had like I'm an arm wrestler, and I want fair competition. The biggest problem between I and Devon was this: that he never starts fair. He starts before the go. He goes. I mean, he gave one full seminar in Australia. He says that like if weapon is like this, while the guy is doing the weapon, he needs to do like this, so that it looks like it's same weapon. And then when the referee does this, and then he turns, and then he will be higher like this. Like we are talking about a guy that who is his all plans are like scripted. You understand? I have never seen. I have been competing for 35 years. I have never ever seen someone who is actually studying for cheating. Never seen someone pulling the strap over the opponent's hand to put more pressure on the riser. Like he starts like before the go, he already 3 seconds before, and that's nothing personal between I and Devon. Nothing personal. All I want, I'm not arm wrestling, and if I would arm wrestle, I'm not even his category. But if I'm organizing something, I need to protect the rights of all the athletes. Just because someone is popular and bringing pay-per-view, but when I say that he's bringing pay-per-view, I need to mention that the lowest pay-per-view in the history of King of the Table and East versus West was an event that Devon was main event. So Devon is really good when he's with the synergy with Levan or Denis or Hermes or Gennady. That's good. Also the other athletes with synergy, they are good. Anyway, so I just check also the average, pay-per-view sales when the athletes are there. Like Levan was first, Dennis is second, and Devon is third. The average pay-per-view in their events. I don't know if it means anything or not, but I'm just saying. So what I just tried to say that the biggest problem was that like even when he came to the Prudnik match, the way that he arm wrestled, after that, we talk with him. I told him, Devon, you need to be more confident. You're a good arm wrestler. You don't need to these kind of things. You don't need to start before the go or start high or, even their referee made a mistake. He was under the table for 15 seconds, the Turkish referee, and they didn't call. And of course that we need to apply the rules. But that Turkish referee was good, and the same Turkish referee, when he was pulling against Levan, he was again like this, and the same Turkish referee gave him a foul, and he hated that Turkish referee. And in Baku, no, not Baku, in Tbilisi, he told the Turkish referee, "You gave me foul last time, don't do it again." So that is what I'm trying to talk about. We have someone that doing all kind of cheating, and and this is not something like you guys saw that also John Brzing also like told a lot of things about him. So we have someone who is doing all kind of this kind of plans, and if referee is strict and don't allow, and then he goes to he first of all he puts pressure on the referees, he screams to them and threatens them, don't do that again and things like that, and make them look bad. And if referees still don't allow him, is not intimidated, then he goes to social media and he starts a lynch campaign. That is the biggest problem, that someone is using his fame to do this kind of things, you know. Anyway, so basically, you know, when he was in king of the table and he told to Robert that, you know, like call him and like don't do the king of the table, don't buy the east first, west, buy the king of the table type of things, you know. I was talking with Devon at that time, and then one of the athletes from there, he wrote me a message. He said, Engin, be careful, Jody is recording, you know, your conversation. I didn't say anything wrong, so I mean, I didn't really care, but I know that Jody did the same thing, I think, to Michael Todd, and then she did the same thing to Bob Ken and put that recording even to YouTube. Even if she didn't move now, even yesterday, that recording was there, and that is something illegal. So basically, like to be honest, that Devon's plan is to, like, he acts like, oh, John is you are this and that, but I know that I have also heard from him and from other people that he told him that, like, he wants to finish John Brzezinski's legacy, and not like finish, but he's gonna be the goat. So he had a documentary, and this documentary, he couldn't finish it because, like, he had to beat Levan, and then he will finalize this documentary with like without that, you know, it didn't make sense, you know. So basically, he brought all his camera crew and, you know, all the documentary crew, everyone to the Istanbul. And then round one, whenever he was under the table like this, and then when the referee said, you know, foul, and then he lost rest of the rounds. And then, like, he told to a lot of people that, you know, oh, he was gonna beat him if referee didn't stop him. And then, if you guys remember, he also went to the social media. It really hurt him, you understand, to get a foul. But we know that this humerus bone, when it is like this, it's a foul. It is nothing personal with Devon. Nothing personal. Like that is something that I and Devon has been arguing about it for the 20 years. But since the first time he came till now, he knows that that's a foul. And when he pulled breathing match like 15 seconds, at the end they give the foul. He was wrong. It was not about Devon, but it is about referee call late. So, and then, but after that, you know, I had a very serious warning to the referees, not about Devon. This humerus, the hand doesn't touch there. You understand? You need to break the arm. You know, that is really a cheating. And so basically, after that, it never, you know, was allowed until the Chicago event. Chicago event, as he said that he found out that I quit, he told to everyone this, and then, like, he was able to allow to pull like this for like 30 seconds. So at that moment, not only me, but all the athletes understood and realized that this is what is going to happen once Engin quits. And they also saw over there that, you know, how he was behaving in the green room, you know, like you know, he was trying to convince all the athletes that, you know, Engin is gone, it's great, you know, just forget it, you know, things like that. And I had no idea about that meeting, no idea at all. I was sleeping, and then athletes told me what happened there, and nobody liked it. And they told me that Devon got angry and said, okay, I'm done, and he left the room. So he was thinking that because he's famous, everyone is gonna be like, oh, Devon, yeah, whatever you say. But it didn't really happen. Yes, he's famous, but athletes trust me because they know that I am all for fair play. Anyway, so basically, what happened there, nobody liked it, and I didn't know what was happening there. And whatever athletes reacted, some people says that, oh, Engin, you tell athletes to do this, do that. No, I quit it 2 weeks before the event, and it was Levan that called me. He said, Engin, no, you cannot quit. I said, Levan, I don't want to do this anymore. He said, no, I will go and talk with Robert and to fix the problems and everything, you understand? And more he said, but I don't want to mention everything here. So basically, I'm the one also telling athletes that, guys, you know, if you all are, you know, happy with the way everything it is. Just please let me just retire because I can't handle this anymore. You understand? And they say, no, 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 we need you, we need you, we need you. We will be upset if you quit, and that is how I continue. So about that night, yeah, about yeah, when there are a lot of other details, but I will not go there as long as it's not necessary. But what happened is that whenever he and Morozov was pulling, so I saw that things were getting ugly, so I tried to stop, and he started to pull in my t-shirt like this, and then I get upset, with him. And I think after the event, Robert said, Engin, like Devon should apologize you. And then Devon came to me, and I thought he was gonna apologize because, like, like like I was still the owner of the organization, and I was up there, and then he was like disrespecting in front of everyone, just pulling my t-shirt and screaming like that. And then so he came to me and he says, like, what did I do? What did I do? I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything. I said, like, if you didn't do anything wrong, like, why do you even bother, And then he still like talk like this and things like that. And then, like, because I think Robert wanted him to apologize, and he was like, I apologize, and he turned. And I told him behind him, while he was walking, I said, like, what kind of apology is that? Like, are you cursing or apologizing? When you apologize someone, it needs to be from heart, and you need to feel sorry, not like that, And then anyways, Robert asked me, I explained, how the things happen. And then next day at the hotel lobby, in front of everyone, out of nowhere, he came and he was like, fuck you, Engin. He did like this, out of nowhere. And then I said, fuck you, motherfucker. And then, so what happened is that he went to his room, but I got so angry. I got very, very angry. I'm just gonna fucking hurt him. I'm gonna fuck him up, And I was saying this kind of things. And then Robert was there, Dexter, and I still have the testimonies of Robert and Dexter written here. And so, and also Don was there. Only 3 people. And I think there was also Arif Ertem, arm wrestler, and then one more person. So basically, Don went up and he brought him down, and then we walked to the seaside together. And he said, Engin, I'm really sorry, and he cried, and he said, I'm really, really sorry, I said, like, Devon, I see that you are really, really sorry, and then for me, no problem anymore. So I accept, your apology. And I said, if I overreacted, I also apologize. I said, if I get so much angry, and if I said the things that I shouldn't say, I am also sorry. And then we hug each other, and we came to a hotel. And then he had some pictures with Arif Ertem and the other guy together, and I took their photo. And then next day, we came to my house here, and Hermes and he trained, and then we went to upstairs, had a breakfast, and then he puts, I didn't watch all, but he put his documentary, and then after his documentary, that's what devil thing happened, that he also mentioned somewhere, I heard, I don't really watch it, but he said that, I think, like, he, Hermes, Neil, Jody, they went outside to walk, and then I don't want to mention, but like the other guys remaining, they told me that, like, if I saw that, that he says that he sold his soul to the devil, and things like that, So, and so they were concerned about that part, but I didn't really watch it closely, and I didn't really hear that part, and so that thing is coming from there, that devil type of thing, So basically, this is the whole story. And then someone who wasn't even there that night in Istanbul, in Atlantic City, told him that, some things, and then So that's all. That's all. And then he came to Tbilisi, and we had like some distance. I didn't talk with him. He didn't talk with me. I did my part, my job. He did his part, his job. And then to Istanbul, like Robert wanted to invite him, and then Robert said that, Engin, since you are the host in Istanbul for the May event, and Devon says that he will come to Istanbul if you call him. And I called him and we started to talk, and then he tried to, I didn't know that he was again recording. He tried to say things that like he thought that it was real and I was gonna confess or something. And I said no. I said like, listen, you apologize me and I apologize you for getting angry, and that's all, that's all, and then we couldn't make agreements, and then he just, we hang up, and that's all, and I don't want to I don't want to go into the parts that is about East versus West and Robert, so because I'm only responding to Devon, and that's all. The only one time there was almost something criminal at the East versus West, it was East versus West 10, and I can prove what I say. And Devon claimed that there was some threats to him. And I talked with Bobken. Bobken said that like nothing from their side, like there is no threat, anything. But Devon said that no, there's a threat, and he asked me to find a pistol for him, pistol. And I said, I'm not gonna find you pistol. I can prove everything I say, but I'm not gonna go there. I said like, why this is happening, because Dennis called you clown, and he said yes. And I said, I cannot find you pistol. It is criminal, and I will find a security, and I will even invite the official police, so there will be nothing, you understand? But he was claiming that Bobken was threatening him, but at the same time, if you guys remember, he just, went to the room of Dennis and Bobken, and then he provoked them. And I was the one who was taken out, and I take him out, and I said, listen, you are asking me to find a pistol for you, and you are saying that these guys are threatening you, but you are still provoking these people, you understand? You are still provoking these people. So basically, and so this is the only time that there was a pistol or something was involved, you understand? At least by the words, And he claims that I call some people to call, like if I would call some people over in my country, I would speak Turkish. Yeah, you understand? Like anyone who says that they witnessed something, they are bullshitting, because there was 3 people, and none of them were Turkish, and none of them know Turkish. So it is totally bullshit. Anyway, so last a few days, for the Azerbaijan event, and Robert said that Devon doesn't feel secure in Azerbaijan, and I said, listen, man, after he claimed that this kind of thing happened, he came to Tbilisi. I was in Tbilisi. He was in Tbilisi, and so later Robert said that no, it's not because of that. It is because of he promised Brian show, and then I said like, listen, Robert, like, maybe you talk with Brian, and he said that he talked with Brian Shaw, and Brian Shaw said that if he also make a good card for the Colorado event, and he will have no problem, they want to compete. And I said, okay, now everything is ready. And then he said, no, now Eastern Europeans are threatening him. And I said, Robert, like every day something new, and everything I say I can prove. And I say, like, listen, that is like something, there's something not right with all these things, Anyway, so basically, Yeah, like I and Devon, I never denied that he is one of the best pullers, and I never believe that he need to cheat. I never believe that. Like I don't know why he's good. He doesn't need to start with even John Burzing like 5 minutes. You understand? And he every round, first round of his matches are taking so long every time, and he always complains about the opponent. In Chicago, the center, there was no center. His wrist was bent. He was starting early. He was under the table. So, like, I understand that athletes don't feel secure about these kind of things, and I understand it has nothing to do with me. Listen, if I would just say, "Hey, Devon, you are popular. Okay, I don't see. Just do whatever you want." You understand? I would be the best guy in the world. You understand? But in his mind, he even told to Robert that, as soon as Robert get involved, he said, yeah, Engin needs to go. Engin needs to go. And Robert told me this, that, Devon all the time was saying that Engin needs to go. And so basically, again, I won't talk anything about Robert and East versus West. But I had to respond, Devon. But in Devon's mind, you know, if I am in charge, he won't be able to do things, that he would like to do, because he feels he needs to beat Levan and or first Laletin. And as long as I am in charge, he won't be able to do these things because this is foul. If it's like this, yeah, Michael always pulls like this, it's okay. It's parallel. But whenever you are doing this, we all know that it is not fair. So, and as soon as, he thought that I was gone, he started like, oh, we need to lower the pin pad, you understand? So, like, if the pin pad is lowered, your hand, like, even when it is, like normal, regular, it is very, very hard to pin. Even the shoulder bone is parallel, humerus. But if you make it even lower, it will never touch there. And especially if he would be allowed to do this, like he did against Kurdecha. So that like, he needs to finish that documentary by beating Levan. And so, and as long as I am there, you understand, like, I am on his way, like, he can't really fulfill, what he plans to do, because I will not, this kind of pulling. That is not about Devon, or it's not about anyone. Like, this is okay, this is not. So, like, I understand he is popular, but I'm an arm master. Like, I cannot really tolerate this kind of things. I cannot. I can't. Because if I tolerate, you understand, then like, I will be betraying what I believe. Like, in these competitions, I never had any problem. The athletes are competing. I never, never with nobody. Everyone respects the rules. Like, of course that nobody is perfect, but they get warning, or sometimes there's something. But like, Devon is the one that feels cheated when he cannot cheat. That is the biggest problem. And again, if referee applies, like, he's so much attacking to the referees, and if referee is still not intimidated, and then he goes on social media and provokes, his fan base, and to attack the organization, attack me, and attack the referees, So basically, that is like that is not the arm wrestling that I believe in it. I believe that all the athletes need to be equally, same, at least when they are competing. And like, if they win, they win. If Devon wins, I would be the first person to shake his hands, but not in that way. In everything needs to be fair and square. When referee was strict to him in Tbilisi, I saw that referees was not that strict to do Gennady. I was the one run there, and I said to the referee, both guys the same, like, don't focus one guy. I was the one. And then Jody told me that, thank you, Engin. So basically, guys, this is getting ugly. You understand? That is not what community really expect, you know. And I never wanted to become a Dana White or arm wrestling, or I never wanted to continue this long time. During the COVID, arm wrestling was dying, and when everybody was ignoring all those guys, Wild, Pile, everyone, I felt like I needed to do something. So that is how I started. But I always said that I'm not gonna do that forever. At some point, I'm gonna pass it, and then I will just do what I know the best, which is about arm wrestling specific thing, and that was the agreement with Robert. Anyway, so guys, that is what it is. Um, so about Azerbaijan, that is not the fact. The at least 4 matches it was already announced. I already said Ibrahim Sago, Dave Chappie, and everything before the Chicago event, and at least 8 out of 10 matches I sent to Robert, and Robert confirmed. But again, I don't want to go there. You understand? If they don't want to organize Azerbaijan event, it is totally up to them. If they want to organize, you understand? I'm already tired. I'm already yeah, like I don't want to do this kind of things, and I thought that we were finalizing the agreement with Robert, and yesterday Devon told to Hermes that we will not work with him, and I don't know what that we means, you know. And he also said that before, like, hey, Vitaly, we got your visa, you know, these kind of things, and that is the part I'm talking about. That, you know, athletes are complaining. You understand? Athletes want organization to have the same distance. I talk with Robert. Robert thinks different way than I do about what is the reality, but I don't want to go there again. So basically, this is some part of the story. Anyways, guys, you all take care.